Yo, homies, as always, how are you guys doing? Happy holidays. Holiday foolishness, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. So this video is kind of really interesting, right? So there was a leak that came out a few days ago with DE. And you got one side of the player base that's like, yo, DE, we hate you. And I'm like, oh my God. And then you got the other side of the player base that's like, DE, we love you and we feel like this is a really good idea with this merger. But before anything else, before we jump into the video, do me a favor, do a hand rub and drop a thumbs up on this video if you guys haven't. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so here's basically what's going on. So a few days ago, there was a leak that came out on Reddit. And I'm going to break this down with my journalism powers. I got you guys. You guys already know, right? So look, here's what's going on. A few days ago, a leak came out under the database name of Helsinki and 1,000 platinum bundle with mods included, which is going to be priced at $49.99, right? We all on the same page? So if you guys don't know what that means, that's something that was shown under that database under the Epic Store name, okay? So you guys don't know, Warframe isn't on Epic Store yet. So this is what the leak is of what people are claiming that's gonna happen of Warframe being over there on the Epic Game Store. So it came up under that you can purchase the Warframe bundle and everything. So here's where it gets interesting. Warframe and Epic Games have a really good relationship. You know, they got a really good relationship. They've been in contact for years. They've worked together since the Unreal days, early Unreal Tournament days. So it's kind of surprising that they wasn't already on Epic. But if you guys don't know, Tencent owns like what, 40% of Epic Games. So, and if you guys didn't pay attention, Tencent, the deal went through to take over Warframe. So boom, you know, parental control, you're going over here. It's kind of like when your mom sends you to boarding school. You know what I mean? You can't say nothing about it. You just got to go, right? So it kind of makes sense. But here's where it gets interesting. Warframe always has a big deal coming out whenever a big game is launching. So you guys know Cyberpunk has been counting down heavy. Hand rubs for that. Let me know if you guys are hyped to play Cyberpunk, or is that going to be the game you jumping over to next? So whenever a big game is coming out, Warframe kind of goes quiet with content and they kind of focus on the next platform release. Have you guys noticed that? Whenever another big game came out, they were just like, guys, we got big news for you. You guys are not going to expect this. The player base was like, oh my God, they're finally going to do crossplay. They're like, no, we're going to the Switch. And people were kind of left a little lost, okay? Now, here's where it gets interesting, because the players are kind of going wild with it, because they're just like, yo, this means that if they go to Epic, there's going to be crossplay. There's going to be cross-save. Hold up, pipe your brakes, young man. Fold your pants. Take your pockets off your jeans and relax, okay? Let me explain this to you on how it kind of goes with my fake journalism powers. You guys already know. So this is what's going on, right? So since Tencent owns 40% of Epic, it makes sense for them to go over there, right? So you guys know Epic loves exclusives. That's just what Epic loves. Epic is like the PC version of Sony, if that makes sense, when it comes to exclusive. Epic loves having exclusive. So probably exclusive, you know, cosmetics over there. Maybe, you know, exclusive Excalibur, because, you know, Excalibur is like a universal thought. He's just everywhere as an exclusive. He's on Xbox, he's on PlayStation, he's on PC, he's on Epic. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised. Does Steam have an exclusive Excalibur skin? I'm not sure. But let's get back into the point at hand, right? So Steve said over a year plus ago that he really wanted crossplay to be a thing for Warframe, okay? So here's this. The problem with this is that I can more likely see cross-save earlier, because cross-save would be easier than cross-play. Now, here's where we get into it. You guys want to see the truth? Let me tell you guys some facts here, some harsh truth. Okay, we got to be very realistic. Warframe, to me, currently right now, do not have the management skill to actually pull off and keep up with mandatory updates, releasing content fully completed, bug-free, to keep up with crossplay, to do the hot fixes. That's kind of like where I'm at. I feel like there needs to be a shift in the management, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and hype you up. I think crossplay would be the dopest thing. Crossplay would be so good, but we got to be realistic at the same time. We can't be fooled over hypeness. The thing about it is, I feel like it's really needed. You know what I mean? Because the management for how they release things on PC. You PC players see it. The thing, even on PlayStation, it's beyond buggy. Most of the time, it's not even complete. Sometimes they take another week and stuff clearing stuff out through dev streams. So that dream for Steve, it's kind of weird. So for the people out there who don't pay attention to how Warframe Pillars of Life is basically like the foundation of the game. It's a little bit different. It's built upon the worst pillars ever, right? And that's not a diss to Warframe. It's kind of like how the game is made, the coding for it. It's really bad. So that's why players always say, yo, bro, Warframe got to go back to the beginning and work on the game from the ground up. A lot of people don't know what that means. That means that the game is built on a bad foundation, meaning that all the networking and data and everything to go into it to get this game to get to crossplay is not a good look. It's really tough for them because the coding and the whole software that they use for Warframe is really, really bad. So they got to go back and change the things from the ground up in order to get that to work from the outwards in. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. So that's why people always say Warframe needs to go back and work at the beginning of the game. It's more important. And people don't understand why we say whenever they keep dropping updates, it's not really like a good look because they need to work on the core game. That's what we mean, okay? That's what we're talking about. So the thing about this is, right, cross save would be a big thing for it. They need to get into it because they're kind of left behind right now. That Warframe is acting like the Super Nintendo. There's no online play. You got to really step up and keep up. Games are moving so fast. You know what I mean? Games are going so quick. These companies are keeping up with the players, and Warframe is the only ones that's not. The only thing that they're doing to try to keep up with players' needs is basically dropping cosmetics. You know what I'm saying? And that's not going to save your game, right? So one thing I noticed about Warframe is the platforms that they keep going to. Warframe is taking over every single platform, bro. It's kind of funny to me because I'm just like, yo, wait. They're on every single platform, and that's their answer to everything whenever something is coming out, is to strike a deal to get to a new platform. And they got to really stop dipping away from that. They got to really start paying attention to the whole aspect of like, yo, we just need to drop real content and stop jumping from platform to platform to confuse people. Because remember, I told you guys about the pyramid scheme. Warframe wants everybody on the game, which is not a bad thing. Every game should have it. Every game, right? The problem is that they use that tactic to get away from making content. That's players' issue. You see what I'm saying? So Reddit wasn't too happy about it, and then you had some that was. But players are saying that they shouldn't go to Epic because it's a sellout. By the way, PC players, can you guys tell me, why do you guys hate Epic so much? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why you guys hate Epic so much, but I don't know how that's going to go for Warframe, man, because, you know, Tencent runs everything now. So I just hope DE kind of get it together with this dev team, because this dev team, the management, bro, it's not really giving me too much faith. You know what I mean? It's not, they're so laid back and don't really care about much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they don't care about the game. I'm saying their structure for a business on how you're supposed to run and keep on tabs and keep on top of things. It's not really giving me too much faith because they struggle with just doing regular PC releases, you know? They're struggling with that. So keeping up with crossplay and getting this news together from what players are saying from the leaks that's going to be a thing, I'm not quite sure, bro. I'm not quite sure because they got to really step their game up to really get that going for the player base, man, because Warframe is they just got to start from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to really tell them the truth, but, you know, some players are out here saying it, like myself and many others, but they got to really start from the ground up, bro. The ground up is the only thing that's going to save Warframe. Okay? Like, if you think about it, if they go back and work on older content and make it right and fix it the way how it was intended, it's kind of weird. Because if you guys remember in that video that I did with Mogamu, right? If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's a great listen. I'm glad that you guys really enjoyed that video that much. I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? So in that video, I talked about, you know what I'm saying, Scott taking away raids because it wasn't enough players. Okay. And it's kind of weird because it's really not that many players in Conclave. So you can always catch DE in a lie. It was just as much people playing raids as it was playing Conclave, right? I think it was maybe like 1,200 to 1,300 players difference. But that's dependent on the time because raids had to reset, right? And plus, raids was the hardest thing to be explained to people. It was so difficult because Warframe did such a horrible job explaining. They didn't even know how to beat raids. That's the crazy part. And so another thing in that video that I said, that they don't play their own games. So somebody was like, a couple people was like, oh, Rio, I can't believe you said the devs don't play their own games. I watch them every day on stream playing their game. How could you say that? You're just jealous you're not in the creator program anymore and you're spewing hate. Okay. Dang. You know, it kind of hurts me from time to time, guys. It does. It hurts me, man. Can you guys timestamp where I get sad? This is where Rio gets sad. It hurts me, man. It does. It hurts me that school really failed you. That's messed up, man. School failed you to... Where do you get comprehension? Is that school or just your parents or just you as a person? I don't know where they selling comprehension, but we got to get a couple. Them playing their game and them knowing how their game works are two different things. Two different things. Go ask a dev about a build. You ever ask a dev about a build? Most of them don't even know how most of the mod works. They'll read the mod back to you, but don't know how to implement it into a build and doing everything in their games. Okay, I just wanted to make sure to clear that up for a lot of you. It's kind of weird when you got to explain things like that, but I don't really see the dev team really holding this off, and I wanted to hear from you guys. I hope that they do. I hope that they start with cross save, and I hope that they go back and work on older content, because if they did, it would fit the game a lot better. Warframe got everything it needs already. It's just not fixed, and it's just not complete. And by the way, why is Lunaro still in the game? Can anybody tell me why Lunaro's still there? That is like the lowest played thing in Warframe history, but they didn't get rid of it, and I'm gonna explain to you why. It's simply because they invested too much money in promotion into Lunaro. If you guys don't remember the time that Lunaro came out, it was a two-part update, and it was 6 months apart when it was supposed to be a month apart. That's because they invested and they premiered it, promoted everywhere. It was insane. So the amount of money that they invested in it is why they haven't removed it yet, because they're still trying to get something out of it, but it's basically a failure that they just don't want to accept as of right now. Lunaro should actually be gone, okay? Not gonna lie to you. But that's just where we're at. Let me know what you guys think about the video, about the leaks of Warframe moving to Epic. The next thing is, I'm ready to see them move to mobile next. I don't play mobile, but I can see it for some reason. I feel like whenever another big game is gonna come out, they're gonna be like, you know what, Tedos? We going to mobile. Warframe mobile, I'm telling you, it's gonna be there in the future when things get bad for DE. I'm telling you guys. But for the people who understand my video that I'm just humor and satire, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Please be sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. And we're coming with more content to end out December with a nice amount of changes. I love you guys. Take care.